Peace, blessings, and a whole lot of love. Goddess Hadia coming to you from my classroom. It's so sad that people these days really don't value marriage. I'm being told, people are sharing these stories of how men they know that are married and are cheating within 6 months of being married. So a lot of people are married on paper, but not married in their heart. You know, to get married in 6 months, you're already cheating on your wife. It says a lot. My question is, why do these men get married when they know they're not ready to settle down, when they know they don't want to be nobody's husbands? Like, why get married? It's sad. It's really sad. It's so sad that a man works on the same job that he's met his wife, and he gets married to her, and within 6 months, he's cheating on her. This man has very little respect for his wife. Not only is he cheating on her, but he's flirting with multiple women on his job. Like, he really has a lot of respect for his wife, and it is sad. I'm just hearing all types of stories that married men are just out there just being grimy, showing very little respect for their wives. And like I said, they're married on paper, but they're not married in their heart. You can't even give your marriage a year before you decide to go cheat. And the question boils down, was he forced to get married? Did he get married because she became pregnant? Did he marry her to shut her up? Why do that? Why not just be honest with yourself and tell the truth? I don't want to be married. I don't want to be a family man. I want to have as many women as I can. Like, I prefer a man to be honest in that sense instead of marrying me, knowing that he's going to go cheat. Women got to really take the time to vex a man. I mean, you have to do a background check. I mean, you got to go deep before you decide to want to marry someone. You should build a friendship first. You know, all these women been taught, oh, you're going to grow up, you're going to meet your king, and y'all going to get married, have children, and have this white picket fence house, and you're going to live happily ever after. But that's not true. I'm out there, I'm not telling my daughters, yo, y'all got to get married and have kids. I'm not even going to do that, and I never was that type of mother. I encourage my daughters to love themselves, respect themselves, know their worth, and never settle for less than you deserve. Never be that desperate that you're willing to sleep with someone's husband. Because only thing you will be to that man is a side piece. I don't care what he said about his wife. If this man is not willing to divorce his wife and marry you, he do not give a damn about you. And he will tell you anything and everything that he know you want to hear to make you comfortable enough to sleep with him. At the end of the day, he could tell you, me and my wife don't get along. Me and my wife fight. I don't like my wife. I can't stand my wife. We not having sex. We separated. But at the end of the day, with all those damn excuses he give you, he's still a married man. I don't care what he tell you. At the end of the day, he's still a married man. And if he had any respect for the woman that he decides to cheat with, he would divorce his wife and then get with you. But sometimes I really believe that men know who will fall for their games, and those are the women that they run those games on. It's sad. Like I said, you gotta do a complete background check, like maybe a year worth of background checking. You gotta check and see if he got kids, how many kids he got, how many baby mothers he got, if he was married, is he still married, what's the relationship with the last girlfriend. You gotta talk to family members, and when you talk to family members, you gotta be careful there, because some family members support negative behavior just because that's their loved one. But you really have to take the time to get to know a man and not believe the things that come out of his mouth. Like, you really got to do a background check. Like, seriously. You got all these people just out here sleeping around and not thinking about the diseases and the the children that they're creating. Like, why would a side chick want to have a baby by a married man? What you gonna tell your daughter? Especially if you know a divorce is his wife. What are you teaching your daughter when you settle into the role of being a side chick? And side chicks be having these babies to trap this man, but you're not getting nothing out of that situation but the eggplant. I know a side chick right now. I was a wife and she was a side chick, and she said he was gonna take care of her baby and he loved her. But yet he never divorced me. We were still legally married. He never filed for divorce. He didn't sign a divorce petition. And he tried to get back with me. He can't even take care of the daughter we share together. No child support. And he ain't had nothing to offer me when I chose to marry him. That was a lack of self-love. Because when you love yourself, you're not going to be getting with a man who can't do nothing for you. These women are so desperate and believing in this fairy tale and not loving themselves, looking for love and a man. Like, to be a side chick for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and you got daughters. What that says about you? What are you teaching your daughters? But it's just so sad. I'm not encouraging my daughters or telling my daughters you gotta settle down and have kids and get married. I don't want that for my daughters. And when you meet a man that you think you love and want to be with, you better do a background check. A deep background check. There are good men out here, but until you are right within yourself, until you realize that love comes from within, you can't love no one. You can't love no one. You should never love a man more than you love yourself. You should not be out here giving men all that you got and you're not getting nothing in return. You should not be bringing everything to the table and eating off that table when he's not adding to the table. Why are you with a man who can't do nothing for you and is not offering you anything but the eggplant? Damn. And there's great men out there. It's just the men that we choose that are no good for us. But the question is something we have to ask ourselves. Why would a married man approach you thinking that he can sleep with you? What is it about you that he think he can play those games? That's something you side chicks need to ask yourself. Because I've never been approached by a married man. Never. In my 51 years, since I started dating, I've never been approached by a married man. So as a side chick, you have to ask yourself the question, what is it about you that a married man can approach you? Something to think about.